a still non-moving baby. Right, so we clearly don't have that, and that's fine, you know, they can wander, they can play, they can come visit you, they can walk away. If you wanna bring your baby, and maybe have him at the top of your mat, you can keep him in his car seat, just so that you have some eye to eye, and then maybe you can reach out and tickle a foot every now and then. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started, and then our plan B is, you know, should a little person get a little cranky, we have, our help in the back to entertain, or remove, whatever. Alright. So we're gonna come in child's pose, so our still babies will be at the top of our mat. And maybe when we come into child's, we have a little physical contact. So we come into stillness as best we can with our little people visiting us. And we take just a few moments to turn inward. So just focusing on the breath, maybe intentionally slowing it down a little bit, intentionally noticing the inhale, the exhale, maybe the pause in between each breath cycle. Taking this opportunity to set an intention for your practice today. We'll begin our physical practice. So from our child's pose, we're just gonna add a threaded needle. So we're gonna slide the elbows back and rise up on them. And then take your right arm, thread it underneath your left arm, and then reach your left arm forward. So your right temple, your right shoulder rests on the mat, and then maybe your left hand just rubs your baby's belly, your baby's feet. And then we rise up from our threaded needle, we unwind, come back to the elbows and change sides. So left on the right. We unwind and rise up. We draw the knees towards one another, so they're basically hip width apart, and we rise up into tabletop. So in tabletop, you can have your hands to one side of your baby. You could have your hands on the, you know, on one side and your knees on the other. Doesn't really matter. And then go ahead and step the feet back to plank. So top of a push-up, we lift through the hips, we press away from the floor with the hands. So building a little core strength here. And then we lower the knees to the mat. We're gonna take a few cycles, a sequence. So I'm gonna bring my hands back so that I'm on one side, my whole body's on one side of the baby. So we're gonna tuck the toes, pick up the knees, press back to down dog, and go ahead and pedal out through the feet. And then come back to your down dog. So push back with your hands, lift your hips, drop your weight into your heels. And then we're gonna shift forward and drop the knees coming through tabletop. Maybe interacting with the baby. And then up, untuck the toes and press back to child. We rise up through tabletop. We curl the toes, press back to down dog. So that was one cycle, we'll take 2 more. So we're gonna inhale forward, exhale, lower the knees. Take a free breath, inhale. Exhale, press back to child. Inhale, rise up through tabletop. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale forward, lower the knees on the exhale. Take an inhale. Exhale to child. Inhale, rise up through tabletop. We're going to press back to down dog. And then we're going to step the right foot outside the right hand, the left foot outside the left foot, and then come into Malasana, or squatting pose. And then we're going to lower the hips to the mat and come into easy pose. So we're going to sit with crossed legs. And the baby maybe comes to your lap. Or not, stays right where they are. And then, so, if you were at home, you wasn't in the car seat, you can do it this way too. So then we're gonna come into half boat. So we're gonna float the feet forward. And we're gonna come into Paschimottanasana. So we're gonna lower the legs to the mat. We're gonna rise up, sit up nice and tall. And then we're gonna hinge at the hips and fold forward. So maybe we're holding the feet or ankles. And we're gonna rise back up to sitting. We're gonna come into head to knee pose. So we're gonna keep the left leg straight, draw the right foot to the inside of the left leg, and baby can hang out on that bent leg. And then again, like we just did, we sit up nice and tall, we inhale, maybe float one arm, exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips. Rise back up to sitting. We draw the left leg in. We come into Baddha Konasana. So the bottoms of the feet come together. Maybe the baby rests on the legs. And then you can use your forearms, use your hands to press your knees open. And then we change sides. So we straighten out the right leg. So the left foot comes to the inside of the right leg. Maybe your baby rests on the bent leg. You sit up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. We rise up to sitting. We come back to our Baddha Konasana, drawing the right leg in, pressing the bottoms of the feet together, opening the knees wide. Maybe adding a little overpressure if it's available. available and right. We release the pressure, we're making our way down to our backs. So I'm gonna set my kiddo on the side, next to me. So we'll come into a little core work. So lying on your back with your hips and knees bent, feet flat, close to the body. So you're gonna just squeeze your legs towards one another without moving them. So just create some energy in the lower body. And then take your hands and interlace them behind your head. We inhale. On the exhale, lift up through the head, neck, and shoulders. Breathe. Release and lower down. And let's go ahead and grab a block. I should have cued you for this earlier. And take a block the long skinny way if you have one available. If you don't, if yours has been abducted, it's okay. You can do this without. So block long skinny way between the thighs. So round 2, again, squeeze. Now we have the block. Squeeze the block, and this time press through the feet. So creating a little bit more energy. Hands behind the head. We interlace. Inhale. Exhale. Lift up and hold. So squeeze the block, pressing through the feet, but the hips are still on the mat. And we release and lower down. Round 3 will come into a full bridge. So again, we squeeze the block, press through the feet, lift the hips, hold here. Lower the hips to the mat, draw your knees into the chest, draw your elbows up to meet your knees. Release your upper body to the mat, separate your hands, come to goddess arms. Stack your knees over your hips, take up space between your low back and the floor. And then drop your knees halfway to the right and hold. We draw up through center and over to the left. Come back through center, over to the right, option to straighten one knee. We draw up and over to the left. Straighten one knee, bend the other. Last time, up and over to the right, option to straighten both. It's just an option. Squeeze the block. Up and over to the left. Back through center. We lower the feet to the mat. You can set the block off to the side. We're going to make our way back to tabletop. So you can either rock on your back a few times or turn to one side. If you were doing core work at home, I'm sure you figured out that you can sit your baby on your pelvis. So from tabletop, we're going to curl the toes, press back to down dog. And then we're going to inhale the right leg to the level of your hip. And then step your foot between your hands, lower your left knee and come into low lunge. So maybe here I can scoop the baby and place it on the bent knee. You have a cooperating child. And then maybe we place the baby on the floor or let them run. So in our low lunge, we're gonna add eagle arms. So we're gonna reach the arms out to the side. We're gonna take the left beneath the right and then come into eagle. So back of the hands come together or the palms. And we're gonna take a little flow. So we're gonna inhale, take the arms skyward. On the exhale, we're gonna unwind the arms and sweep them back as we fold forward. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. We come back to our low lunge. We lower the hands through prayer to the floor. We sweep the right leg back, so we come into a 3-legged tabletop. Tuck the toes on the left foot, we press back to a 3-legged down dog. And now we lower the right foot next to the left and change sides. So we inhale the left. Exhale, step it forward between the hands, we lower the right knee. So from our low lunge, we're gonna wrap our eagle arms. So this time we take the right beneath the left, cross the elbows. We inhale, take the arms high. Exhale, fold forward, sweep back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We rise back up to our low lunge. We lower the hands to the floor. We sweep the left leg back. 3-legged tabletop. We curl the toes on the right, pick up and straighten the right knee as we press back to a 3-legged down dog. We lower the left foot next to the right. And then we journey our feet towards the top of the mat, scooping up baby along the way. So we stand at the top of our mat and we'll just come into mountain pose. So the feet are hip width apart. We press through the 4 corners, engage the large muscles of the legs. Maybe float the hands away from the body, hands are forward facing. So recall the intention that you set at the start of your practice. And now we'll move on to some half salutes. So we're gonna inhale, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips. You can allow your baby to come towards the floor. We're gonna inhale, halfway rise with a flat back. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Inhale, rise to stand, maybe sweeping the arms if you're babyless. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise with a flat back. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Inhale, sweep, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Inhale, sweep, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to prayer. So we're gonna heel toe walk the toes, big toes together, great toes. Little separation between the heels. And we're gonna come into chair pose, Utkatasana. So you can hold your baby close to you. If you want a little bit more core work, you have your baby here. And then we're gonna come to stand, and then maybe take the baby, you have to have good head control.
Like Simba.
Yes, then we can come back to chair pose. We'll take two more, and then we straighten, maybe take the baby up. And last one, we come into our chair pose, and we come into our stand. So, from here, we're gonna give the baby a little break from all this movement and rest them down on the floor so you can have them, you know, at the top of your mat in many configurations. Whatever works for you. So from our standing, we're gonna inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise with a flat back. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, plant your hands, step your left foot to the back of the mat. So we come into runners. And obviously, if you're, you take your baby on your journey as you move around the mat. So from here, we're gonna turn the toes of both feet to the left, and we're gonna come into a wide leg half forward fold. So the hands are beneath the shoulders. On your next exhale, fold completely, taking the crown, the top of your head towards the floor. We rise back up to our half forward fold, and then we make our way back to the top of the mat, coming back to runners. And now we step the left foot forward. Inhale, halfway rise with a flat back. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees. Plant your hands, step your right foot to the back of your mat. And now we turn the toes of both feet to the right. We come back to our wide leg half forward fold. So in this pose, you're trying to lift from the back of your hips, so you're trying to take your sits bones up towards the sky. And then again on your next exhale, fold completely. We come back to our half forward fold, hands beneath the shoulders, and then we make our way back to the top of the mat. We step the right foot forward. Inhale, halfway rise with a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Were you coming to see the baby? Inhale, sweet rise to stand. Exhale, hands to prayer. So we're gonna come into tree pose. So make your left leg your standing leg. So again, we root through the four corners, we engage the large muscles, and then decide where your lifted leg is gonna be. Coming into Virgasana. And then we release and lower down. That was a long pose today. And then we change sides. So rooting through the four corners, engaging the large muscles, shifting your weight over. So your hands can be in prayer. You can float your branches out to the side. You can take your arms overhead. top of our mats, we're gonna move on, so we'll come into some flowing sequences. So we're gonna inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise with a flat back. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, plant your hands, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Coming into crescent pose. So a little space between your feet to help with your balance, and then rise up, sweeping the arms overhead. Again, you're trying to stack your knee over the ankle, sit the hips low. You can bend the back knee, which brings your pelvis into a posterior toe. It turns on your left thigh. Just an option. And now we're gonna open up to warrior, we're gonna come into warrior one. So we're gonna swivel the left heel down. So maybe you feel a twist in your hips a little bit. And now we're gonna open to warrior two. So heel toe walk the right foot in, right arm forward, left arm back. Right heel bisects the left foot. And we're gonna turn the right palm up, knee back and surrender. And then go ahead and straighten your right knee. So we come into reverse triangle. So it deepens the back bend, or side bend a little bit. And then we come back to our warrior two arms. We're gonna come into triangle, so squeezing the legs towards one another. We reach forward, hinge at the hips, Utthita Trikonasana. You can have a block outside your right foot. And then today, offering a bind, so turning your left palm to face behind you, bend your elbow, take your hand to the back of your hip, or maybe you can even reach your right thigh. And then draw that left shoulder back, opening the chest. And then today we're going to bend the right knee. So we're coming into a bound half side angle. If you'd like, you can come into a full bind. So the right arm reaches to the inside, you start to the inside of your right leg, and then maybe your right hand finds your left for a full bind. If you're in either a full or half bind, go ahead and unwind the arms. So maybe the right hand comes outside the right foot, the left arm reaches up to the sky. And now we're going to transition to our half moon, so maybe gathering in a block. And take it about a foot above and to the outside of the right foot if you have room. And then from our half moon, we're going to bend the right knee, float step back to warrior two. And like we did earlier, we're going to turn all 10 toes to the left, square off the feet. We inhale. On the exhale, dive between the legs, so folding forward. Hands can lower to the feet. You can reach through. You can bind the hands behind the back. And then from here, we're going to come into Skandasana towards the left leg. So we're going to bend the left knee and hip. Keep the right leg straight. Turn the toes up towards the ceiling. Left hand can come inside the left leg or behind. And then reaching the right arm up and over. We continue to turn to the left, so we come into runners facing the back of the mat. So now we're stacking the left knee over the ankle, drawing the chest forward, reaching back through the right heel. And we'll add an easy twist. So the right hand under the right shoulder, turn to the left, take the left arm skyward. If your gaze is up, turn it down towards the floor, and we're gonna rise up Vira 2. So right arm leads the way. We swivel the right heel down. And now we cartwheel the hands down to the mat. We spin to the right toes. We step the right foot forward. Inhale, halfway rise with a flat back. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, plant the hands, step your right foot to the back of the mat. So now we start the cycle again. We sweep the arms overhead. We rise up, crescent pose. And now we swivel the right heel down, coming into warrior 1. We open to warrior 2. So left heel bisects the right foot or the instep. We turn the left palm up, lean back and surrender. Go ahead and straighten your left knee. Our theme of motherhood and transformation. Yoga teaches us to cure what we need not be endured and endure what cannot be cured. We come back to our Vira 2 arms. We reach forward, hinge at the hips, Utthita Trikonasana. Turn your right palm to face behind you, bend your elbow, coming into that half bind. We turn the gaze towards the floor. We bend the left knee, so stacking the left knee over the ankle, coming into a half bound side angle, and maybe taking a full. If you do, your chest should stay open and lifted, so you should be continuing to look up at the ceiling. And then we unwind our bind. Left hand to the floor, right arm to the sky. And again, we turn the gaze towards the floor, make our way into half moon. We float step back to warrior 2. We turn all 10 toes to the left side of the mat again, so we're journeying to the right. We inhale, exhale, hinge and fold. And now we take our Skandasana to the right, so bending the right leg, left leg stays straight, toes point to the ceiling, we side bend to the right. And now we come to runners facing the top of the mat. We take our easy twist, left hand under the shoulder, turn to the right, take the right arm skyward. We turn the gaze to the floor, we swivel the left foot down and rise up Vira 2, left arm leading the way. And now we cartwheel the hands down to the mat, we spin to the left toes, we step the left foot forward. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to prayer. Okay, so we're gonna take 3 full sun salutes. So last week we did 2, so typically things in yoga are done in 3s. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise with a flat back. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. You can jump or step your feet to plank. You can take plank on your knees. And then lower chaturanga, shift forward, hug the elbows, slowly lower. Uncurl the toes, lift the chest. Baby cobra. And then make your way back to your down dog. So maybe you pass through tabletop to get there. We look forward to the hands, bend the knees, walk, step, or jump the feet. Inhale, halfway with a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to prayer. So second round, the option to close your eyes. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, jump or step. Move through your vinyasa, we'll meet in down dog. We make the gesture of looking forward to the hands, bend the knees, hop, step, or jump. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees. Inhale, sweep, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to prayer. So the third round, there'll be an option during chaturanga. So we inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, jump or step. Make your way to plank. Pause there. So the option in plank is to take the right leg up and then keep it up as you move through your chaturanga. So you shift forward, lower. Come into your cobra bhujangasana. Make your way into your down dog. Look forward to your hands, bend your knees, walk, step, or jump. So I lied, we have to take another one. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. So the rules are we keep things even. So we have to do left side. We're actually doing double. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, jump or step. So you come to plank and pause. And then lift the left leg. Keep it up as you move through your chaturanga. Maybe pause in your cobra visit with a little one. If you're in down dog, look forward to your hands, bend your knees, walk, step, or jump. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to prayer. Hi. So we're going to do a standing sequence and make our way into Vira 3. So maybe you have your blocks at the top of your mat. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise with a flat back. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, plant your hands, step your left foot to the back of the mat. So go ahead and spin the heel down. And we're gonna rise up to Virabhadrasana. We're gonna lower the arms to shoulder height out to the sides, and then turn your palms to face behind. And then lower your hands behind your back, touch and interlace if that's available. I usually just cross because I just don't have the range. And then draw your hands down towards the floor. Maybe you gaze up. And now we're gonna fold forward. So we're coming into humble warrior. So your right shoulder comes inside your right leg, crown of your head towards the floor, and then the arms lift off the back. We rise back up, so keep the bind of the hands. And now we're gonna come to Vira 3. So you can pick up your left heel. So your options are to keep your hands bound, lean forward, and then come to Vira 3. Or you have your blocks there, you can lower your hands to the blocks. So legs are at right angles. We're reaching strongly through that back leg. And then we're gonna come into a Shiva squat. So we're gonna bend both knees, taking the left behind the right. Take your hands to prayer. And now we lower the hands to the mat. We step the left foot to the back of the mat. We come to runners. We're gonna lower the left knee behind the left hip, and we're gonna come into lizard. So you can heel toe walk your right foot to the edge of the mat. Toes come off, heel stays in. Your right hand can come inside your right leg. Shoulder and knee press against one another, so your lizard can be here. If you want to go a little deeper, you can come down onto blocks. So underneath your forearms, you can press your palms together in prayer. You can also come down to the mat without the blocks. If you're on your elbows, go ahead and rise up onto the hands. Heel toe walk your right foot towards the center of the mat. We curl the toes on the left, pick up and straighten the left knee. We step the left foot forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, place the hands on either side, and now we step the right foot back, turning the toes out. And we rise up into our humble warrior. We lower the arms to shoulder height. We turn the palms to face behind. We lower the hands behind the back, catch and interlace, cross the thumbs. Draw the hands to the floor, gaze up, draw the chest open, and now fold forward. We rise back up into our bound humble warrior. And now we pivot to the right toes and take flight. From our Vira 3, we come into a Shiva squat. So bending both knees, right behind the left, hands to prayer. And then we lower the hands to frame the left foot. We send the right foot to the back of the mat. We lower the right knee to the mat. We heel to walk the left foot out. So coming into your lizard.
If you're on your elbows, rise back up to your hands, heel toe walk your left foot towards the center of the mat, curl the toes on the right, pick up and straighten the right knee. Just step the right foot forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep, rise to stand. Exhale, hands square. So hopefully your blocks are still within your vicinity. So we're gonna go through one more flow sequence. Yeah, it's short. We're gonna inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Again, we're gonna bend the knees, plant the hands, step the left foot to the back of the mat. And then gather in your blocks, and you can, choose the height. And we're gonna come into a standing split, a half standing split. So we're gonna press off the back foot as you straighten the front leg. And again, the legs are at right angles to one another. We're gonna bend the right knee, float step the left foot to the back of the mat. And we're gonna hop, switch the legs. So we're gonna hop the left foot forward and the right foot back at the same time. And we're gonna do this on 3, 2, 1. So we're in our runners. So we change sides. So that's a really good activity if you wanna build core strength. And now we'll come into our standing split. Back to our runners. And on 3, 2, 1, we hop switch again. So 3, 2, 1. We set the blocks off to the side, the hands come down and frame the right foot. We step the foot back to down dog. And go ahead and lower the knees to the mat. So we're gonna make our way over to the wall with our mats, babies, and blanket, whatever's available. And you're gonna take your mat short edge to the wall. We're gonna come into legs up the wall pose. So, we're gonna use a blanket today for legs up the wall, and you can fold it in half. And then you, like we usually do, you sit with your hips against the wall, and you place the blanket so there's a space between the wall and the blanket, and that's kind of where your hips go. So, sit up close to the wall, roll onto your back, take your legs up. Make any adjustments. Maybe the baby joins you. So you can have one hand on your chest, your abdomen. You can have goddess arms. You can hold opposite elbows above your head. Close your eyes. Yoga teaches us to cure what need not be endured and endure what cannot be cured. quote is from BKS Iyengar. He's one of the first practitioners to bring yoga to the Western world. He and his family, well, he's since deceased, but his family runs a studio in India. So beginning to slow practice, slowing the breathing, enjoying the respite. So adding some movement through the feet. So we're gonna transition from our legs up the wall pose, so bending the knees, sliding the feet down the mat, rolling to your right side. Pausing there for a few moments. And then we're gonna come into, to finish the practice. So you could just slide your, you don't even have to move your mat. You can just, come down onto your mat, lying on your back. So lying on your back, hips and knees bent, feet flat. We're gonna come into a spinal twist. So go ahead and drop your knees to the right. And if your baby's with you, your baby's resting on your left hip. We're gonna keep the spinal twist in the lower body. If your baby's on your hips, just take your baby to your right side. And then you're gonna stretch both arms out to the sides. And then we're gonna take the left hand and place it on top of the right. And then we take the left hand and reach it out to the left. We'll take one more. We draw the legs back through center, we gather in baby, and then we make our way over to a spinal twist to the left. We keep the lower body in our twist. The baby comes along our left side. We reach the arms out to the sides. And now the right palm meets the left. We reach the right arm out to the right. One more time. And back to our spinal twist. We draw the legs up through center. And then take this opportunity to practice a pose that we didn't do in practice. Maybe a happy baby in honor of our baby guests today. And then maybe making your way into Shavasana, so you can take that blanket, place it along your spine. You can place it under your knees, under your head. So coming into Shavasana, our final rest and relaxation. Recall the intention that you set for yourself at the start of practice. Becoming aware of your physical presence, adding gentle movement through the hands and the feet. Drawing the legs up, placing the feet flat on the mat, turning to your right side, pausing there for a few moments. Gently pressing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Thank you for joining me in practice today. Namaste. Thank you to our little people who cooperated very well. Yay! Thank you, ladies. Thank you for bringing the little ones in.
Thanks for welcoming me.
Oh, it was fun.